my dear students of BSc second semester. So welcome to physics classes by Saradeep Kaur Sidhu. So today's our topic is the characteristic impedance of a string, and symbolical representation of it is Z. So first of all we define this. How we can define this? We know that what is impedance? The opposition to the wave motion. Opposition to the wave motion offered by the medium. Offered by the medium when a wave propagates through it. So it is the opposition to the wave motion offered by a medium. This is impedance. And what is characteristic impedance? The impedance offered by the string. The impedance offered by the string to transverse wave. To transverse waves traveling through it. Traveling through it is called characteristic impedance. And it is represented by Z. It is represented by Z. Now we don't know ki what Z is a real or complex quantity. Okay? So we define mathematically it as Z is equal to F by V. Clear? If we write in a vector form, Z is equal to F by V. Just we write it. At the end we will prove that it is a real. Okay? So what is F? F is a transverse force. And what is V? V is a velocity. V is a transverse velocity, you can say. Transverse, because we are taking the transverse waves. Transverse velocity. Transverse force, the force applied to the string. And what is transverse velocity? The velocity of the particles. Clear? Now we are taking first with diagrammatically we show that the transverse waves are moving from left to right. From left to right along x-axis. And at here we take x is equal to 0. Now transverse force is applied. The particles are moving up and down, and the wave is traveling along this way because it is a transverse wave. Now at x is equal to 0 we apply a force. F is equal to transverse force. F is equal to F naught e raised to power iota omega t. Now this is a applied transverse force. Now there is a tension in the string. If T is the tension in the string, we take tension in the string as T, and along negative x-axis we have resolved tension into two parts. One along x-axis it is T cos theta, and along y-axis it is T sin theta. So if it is T, then along this angle will be, this is x is equal to 0, this angle will be theta. So this is T cos theta, and along this side this is T sin theta. Clear? Along negative y-axis. Now we know that what is the impedance? Particles are moving about their mean positions. The particle which is in motion, tries to take along with it its neighboring particle, and the particle which is at rest tries to make the neighboring particle at rest. So that's why the impedance produced, resistance produced. So means you can say that it is a opposition. It is a opposition offered by the string to the waves. Okay? Opposition offered by the string to the transverse wave. You can say opposition. Now we have resolved the tension into two components. So F is equal to F naught e raised to iota omega t. It implies that this force will be equal to minus T sin theta. This will be equal to minus the along negative y-axis. Okay? So we know that theta is very small. If angle theta is very small, then what about sin theta? Sin theta, that will be equal to tan theta. That will be equal to tan theta. So F naught e raised to power iota omega t, that is equal to minus T tan theta, and tan theta is equal to dy by dx. You can write at know that why we have derived the wave equation in the previous article, and we found the solution of that f is equal to y is equal to a e raised to power iota omega t minus kx. Yeah. So if this is the in vector form, you can write this, and in the simple way you can write this f is equal to a e raised to power iota omega t minus kx. Now find out the derivative of this. If you want to write here vector, then you can put y dy by dx, that is equal to a e raised to power iota omega t minus kx with respect to x, means you have to find the derivative of these things, that is equal to minus iota k, and this is dy by dx. ठीक है, minus iota k a e raised to iota omega t minus kx. Now put here this value, you will get f naught e raised to power iota omega t, that is equal to minus t dy by dx at x is equal to 0. Now we have find out the derivative of this. Now put x is equal to 0. When you put x is equal to 0 at dy by dx at x is equal to 0, that is equal to minus iota k a e raised to power iota omega t. So minus minus plus iota k a e raised to power iota omega t. So from this goes with this, you can find out the value of a comes out to be f naught over t iota k. So this is the value of a. Now we differentiate this with respect to t. So differentiate this with respect to t. That will be equal to a e raised to power iota omega t minus kx into iota omega. And at x is equal to 0, because we are here at x is equal to 0. So at x is equal to 0, this will be equal to iota omega a e raised to power at x is equal to 0. This at x is equal to 0, this is equal to iota omega t, iota omega a e raised to power iota omega t. So this is dy by dt, and this is velocity. We know that this is v. So this is v. Now put the value of a, taking this as first equation, this as second equation. Put the value of a from first in second. So put the value, what you find out? Yes, v is equal to iota omega f naught over t iota k into e raised to power iota omega t. Clear? And this iota goes with this iota, and f naught e raised to iota omega t is f, clear, over tk, the transverse force, over tk into omega. So from this you can find out f over v. So f over v, that is equal to t, taking v here, tk by omega. So this is f over v, and you know that k is 2 pi by lambda and omega is 2 pi nu. Putting omega is 2 pi nu, omega is angular frequency, so you can write it 2 pi nu, and the k, the wave vector, that is 2 pi by lambda. So from this 2 pi goes with 2 pi, so this is equal to t by nu lambda. Nu lambda is c, you can write it c. So f over v, that is equal to z. So z is equal to t by c. F over v, we have defined that in the start, that it is the ratio of a transverse force to transverse velocity. But the ratio of transverse force to transfer velocity, it is a real quantity. So from this you can say that Z, the characteristic impedance, is a real quantity. Here Z is equal to T over C, and we know that. What about T? T is equal to rho C square. We have done in the previous lectures. T is equal to rho C square, where rho T is the tension, and what is rho? Rho is the linear mass density. So put here rho C square upon C. So Z is equal to rho C. So this is characteristic impedance. So it depends upon rho, and it depends upon inertia and elasticity both. So it depends. Z is a characteristic impedance. It is a real quantity. It depends upon inertia and elasticity both. Clear? So this is characteristic impedance. We have done the mechanical impedance in the force oscillator chapter, and that mechanical impedance, that is a complex quantity, because the value of that is R plus iota m omega for mechanical. That is this. So that is that. Okay. So this is real part. This is imaginary part. So that is a complex quantity. But this is Z is equal to rho C. That is a real quantity. So from start we don't know. Okay. That it is a real quantity. Clear? So Z is a real quantity. So thank you very much.